tech stocks have been quite it in this last period. Is something changing in the markets? Do investors need to have a different approach to the stock market in 2022? I think that to answer this question correctly, we have to take into consideration something that's going to radically change, and it is an important element, and that's monetary policy. Monetary policy is changing. We know almost for sure that the Federal Reserve, the Central Bank of the United States of America, is not going to back the economy as strongly as it did in 2020 and 2021. And they're not going to print so much money, they're not going to transfer as much money from the government to households. And so the markets will not have the same level of safety into buying at each dip, because not every dip is warranted in this way. So should investors sell tech stocks? Well, actually, in the current system, they have the ability to perform very well, tech stocks. Why? Because they have great balance sheets. I'm talking about tech companies in general. Then you have to look at the specific company, but generally they have very good balance sheets. They're not affected in a big way compared to other stocks, other companies, by the supply chain issues. Exception made for the chip crisis, that it's been solved thanks to the free market and competition. And then you also have to consider that they have good profit margins, so they can protect themselves better from inflation. And that's something to consider, because the stocks that are more exposed to a possible crisis or a possible crash are others, like airline companies, tourism stocks, that if the government and the Federal Reserve are not going to support them in the economy enough, they're gonna pass through harder times, let's say. And that's important to consider. Why are tech stock going down or slowing? Well, a possible reason can be found in the fact that their P/E ratio is sometimes very high. Maybe I think I talked about this multiple times, guys. Maybe I didn't say this, the only big tech stocks that have good P/E ratio, acceptable P/E ratio, are Google and Facebook. Probably Facebook better than Google. They're both at around 30 P/E ratio. So, but for many stocks, the situation it's hilarious. Sometimes you have stocks with 300 P/E ratio, and so you have also to consider the points they're at now, and how much they outperformed the market in the past 2-3 years. Something we were able to watch, and I hope for you as much, guys, to participate in such a bull run. And the company is not the stock is not the company. Sometimes the two things have to correct themselves. I hope this reflection about tech stocks and the stock market and monetary policy has been useful, guys. I hope to see you in the next video. Subscribe.